the TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Kimball High School, it's the Kimball Knights taking on the Troy Colts. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the kickoff of the 1998 high school football season here on TCI Sports. I'm Dave Zorin, along with Joe Abramson here at Kimball High School, where we've got a great matchup for you because the Troy Colts, the third-ranked team in the state, are going up against the Kimball Knights. And the Troy Colts, Joe, come in with a very strong offense, but defensively is where the Kimball Knights can take advantage of them.
Yeah, Troy only returns one starter from that defense last year that lost to the eventual state champion Catholic Central in the playoffs. They really might have been the second best team in the state of Michigan. They gave Catholic Central a good run for it, and a lot of people thought at the time the winner was going on to the title, and they did. On offense, though, Troy's got Brian Otney, preseason All-American, 300 pounds, 6'6", committed to Michigan State. This guy holds the bench press record there of 425 pounds. The Oakland Press ranked him as the best football player in Oakland County. It's the first time an offensive lineman has ever been picked the best player in Oakland County. Just run behind him and the rest of that line and give the quarterback Freilich, or the quarterback Clinton, time to throw to Freilich and everybody else. That offense is going to score more than they used to. But like you said, on defense, it could be a little different.
Okay, watch for a lot of scoring tonight from the Troy Colts. But now, defensively, this is where Kimball can take advantage of the Troy Colts, and they've got a good quarterback in Joe Doman.
Yeah, Joe Doman, an experienced quarterback, threw for over 1,300 yards last year, 14 touchdowns, a very solid quarterback, a good athlete. Gary Griffith said to us, he's a little concerned about this guy. He goes, you give him time. He's got a rocket arm. Never been a problem scoring points for Kimball. Last year they scored 21 on Troy. The problem was they gave up more than 21. They're going to have to score at least 20 tonight to have a chance.
Okay, the work is cut out for Terry Powers' team, the Kimball Knights, against the third-ranked team in the state. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages. Stay with us. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this, $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology.
Call the competition. They'll probably show up with this.
Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more.
The competition can't.
Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't.
They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
And welcome back to Kimball High School for the kickoff of the 1998 high school football season here on TCI Sports. Dave Zorn along with Joe Abramson here. And a great night for football.
Perfect night, really. And Kimball, with the opportunity to get the ball first, I think it would be a real good idea to score early on these guys. It's kind of the obvious thing to say, but I don't think they can afford to get in any kind of hole. Gary Griffith's always had too good of a team that you don't come from behind on these guys.
His team coming close again last season to winning the state championship.
They did win one a few years ago with Kyle Rance at quarterback, and had a great opportunity last year and probably have another great opportunity this year.
Doing the kicking will be Mark Beams in a long line of family of kickers from Troy. And we are underway in the 1998 football season. And going back into the end zone was number 23, Adam Brewster, for Kimball. So that will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Kimball will start.
We've got to review those high school rules every now and then. You can't run them out of the end zone. Always forget that one.
Yeah. I had a feeling he wasn't really sure where he was. He just wanted to catch the ball. And early in the season like this, you really don't want to make any mistakes.
No, not at all.
So he did catch it. Took a step back, though, into the end zone, and the Kimball Knights will start there. There is Joe Doman, starting quarterback. He has a brother, Andy Doman, a wide receiver. Doman with 1,300 yards passing and 14 touchdowns last season. Little trouble on the handoff that time as Dolan runs into his running back, but the Troy Colt defense has no room for a running back past that line of scrimmage there for the Knights, and they lose about a yard, so it's 2nd and 11.
Number 1, Josh Dean led the way, and I believe Josh Dean is the only returning starter they've got. You see him in the back there actually getting a little help from Jared Abro and among others. That's a nasty defense. Look at those guys. They're huge.
And they stop Brewster short of the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 11 now. And don't be surprised if Kimball goes to the air soon. And they do. Doman to throw, and he slips.
I'm about to say, you could almost get a flag on that.
He had McKnight over here on this side.
Yeah, he turned and slipped, and Matt Kroge unintentionally ran into him. But sometimes you can get officials that'll be extra cautious, especially early in the year when you're not sure about what the rules are. But you'll see here number 40 now kind of slip into him. And there are officials that would flag it. There's nothing wrong with what he did. He didn't drill him or anything.
No, he didn't hit him with the shoulder pad or anything. You could tell he was trying to pull up. There's Matt Krogh, Jr. Correction, Matt Kroge. And now the handoff. And Kimball trying to pick up some yards on the ground. That is Ryan Drews on the carry.
Yeah, Ryan Drews going nowhere. Ryan Triumster leading the way on the stop. And 3 downs and out and losing 3 or 4 yards on that drive is not the way Kimball wants to start. And Troy is going to force them early to punt now, but they're also going to force them to have to, I think, go to the air on 1st down more often.
Yeah, and I guess our questions, or Gary Griffith's questions about the defense, have been answered on that so far on that first drive.
At least for the run defense.
Yeah. The kick is let go there by Tim Freilich. He will not return it as it goes past the 45 to about the 42-yard line. And that's where the Troy Colts start with great field position, something we saw a lot last year. They always seem to have great field position right about midfield, and that's where they are again this year.
Well, when you don't let the opponent get any first downs, you're going to get great field position. And this year, they've got a great offense. You look last year, they had Essien, who's a great running back, but Troy traditionally has been running back by committee, and that's what they're going to be this year. But they also have a quarterback in Clinton right there, Mike Clinton. Tremendous player, tremendous leader. Gary Griffith says as good a leader as he's ever had. He can get the ball downfield in a hurry.
Clinton with the handoff, and look at this. The Kimball Knights stop Sheldon Sofer.
Well, what they did there, they outquicked him. And, talking to Terry Powers before the game, he said, look, we can't match up with him strength-wise, size-wise, anything like that. We got to get him on quickness. And that's what they did. You get around those guys.
Lennon Jones, number 32, on the stop. And a loss on Troy's first carry.
We thought we were going to have an offensive battle.
The defenses have come through. Here the fullback comes through, and that is Josh Dean going both ways offensively, and now he comes through with a couple of yards. Gain of about 4, actually. Gets him
back.
3rd and 7 now.
Yeah, it's still 3rd and long, and I think if you tell Kimball you're going to have Troy with a lot of 3rd and 7s, they're going to feel good about their chances in the game tonight. Keep an eye on Tim Freilich at the top of your screen, number 10. Arguably one of the top 2 wide receivers in Oakland County.
Mark Beams goes in motion. Number 7 comes towards the screen. And downfield to Freilich, complete for the first down. And into Kimball territory.
Tim Freilich picking on Joe Doman, playing two ways as a D-back. And I don't think that's something Terry Powers wants to see happen, aside from the obvious first down, is you got your quarterback having to make tackles out there, and he's covering one of the best wide receivers around.
And it wasn't really a very difficult pattern to cover either. He was wide open for about 2 seconds, which was enough time to get over there. Look at.
Might have pushed off a little bit.
Yeah, he had the defender going deep. Joe Doman went deeper. And there's the Fox chopper taking a look at the high school games around the area. And this one, they're probably their first stop.
Well, unless they went to a PSL game at 4 in Detroit.
That is true. Penalty on Kimball on a first down, and that'll make it a 1st and 5 situation. There's the call, encroachment.
And remember, we got to remember this, in high school, you can't go over the line and come back. The minute you cross that line of scrimmage, it's a dead ball. Yeah. That's why they don't call it offsides.
As soon as you break the plane, encroachment. Yep. And a great situation for the Colts. 1st and 5.
Throw deep.
Beams in motion. Freilich up top. Clinton stumbles, but does manage to get it off to his tailback, and he picks up the first down.
Well, we've seen each quarterback struggle getting the snap out and tripping over linemen, and that's first game, not even jitters, it's just a lack of timing right now.
There's Sheldon Sofer.
But you can see how this offense, they can just, no need to get real tricky here. Just keep pounding away until Kimball proves they can stop it.
1st and 10. Colts on the move in their first possession of 1998. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Clinton to throw, but can't see the pressure behind him. Gets away, and now will take off. But the Knights still get him for a loss. It could have been 10 yards, and it was about a 5-yard loss now.
Yeah, doing his best Jake Plummer imitation back here, avoiding the sack. Take a look at this. Rolls out, just doesn't hear the footsteps. Almost sacked right there, but
Ryan
35,
Drews.
Ryan Drews gets away. Still doesn't have an open man downfield. Tucks it in and tries to buy a little bit of that yardage back and does a good job. It could have been, like you said, 2nd and 20. Now it's about second about 16.
Mike Allen with the sack. 2nd and 15 on the 5-yard loss.
Got him.
He's got him wide open. Freilich, touchdown Colts.
Man. You know, those Channel 2 guys didn't get the camera out in time either. We're the only ones who got that. Great play. He was so wide open, obviously. And if you look at the Kimball sideline, there's some coaches yelling at some players. Somebody blew the coverage. You just don't get this wide open.
36 yards on the pass play. And he led him perfectly. Look at that pass.
Like, this is the kind that I'm sure, as it's coming to Tim Freilich, he's kind of going, oh, God, if I drop this. It's just too easy.
Freilich 36 yards with 6:40 left here in the first quarter.
Another flag on the play. And I don't know what that signal is. It might be an illegal substitution or an equipment problem. Maybe a guy didn't have his mouth guard in.
Dead ball. Yeah.
So you go from the 2 to the 1. I wonder, why not go for 2 here? It's just a fullback dive up the middle. You're at the 1-yard line.
Could they fake? Clinton holds. Beams to kick. It is through, and it is good. And the Troy Colts lead 7-0 over the Kimball Knights with 6:40 left here in the first quarter. Well, the Colts picking up where they left off last year, and that is very strong offensively.
That's a good football team. That line is huge. You know, we're talking about Otney at 6'6", 295 pounds, but then you've got Tramstra, 6'4", 265. You've got Otney's his little brother. You see that drive, pretty efficient there. And remember that big 3rd down conversion, the pass to Freilich as well. The little Otney, Mark Otney, the sophomore, he's 6'4", 225. They're just huge.
And he's the little one.
He's the little guy.
So watch for him in the future. Troy scoring on their first drive of the season, first possession of the season.
Yeah, I read the article in the Open Press about Brian Otney. The thing that impressed me the most about him, I guess he had some shoulder surgeries, one on his left, one on his right. And he had the right shoulder done last December. And as a sophomore, the guy's the shot put champ in the league, throwing right-handed. And last season, I guess he had to do it lefty because of the shoulder, and he still won.
Is that some athletic ability or what? To switch hands and still win
I'm reading
over other guys who are
good.
naturally throwing with their natural hand. It'll be Beams to kick. Kick taken by Brewster inside his 5-yard line, trying to go up the middle and then wrapped up before he gets to the 20-yard line. Ball down at about the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kimball.
Yeah, good return.
Little trouble getting it here, and I think that hurts him.
Good coverage, actually, though, by Troy. Able to keep him inside the 20. That's all you want to do.
And don't forget to tune in 2 weeks from now when we'll have the Dondero Oaks taking on the Avondale Yellow Jackets. That's the 19th and the 21st of September at 8 p.m. First play from scrimmage here for the Knights, and
yeah, more confusion on the handoff.
there, yeah.
You know, Doman slipped again after he gave it off, but they're not getting anything going up the middle right now on him.
Well, you're seeing early mistakes. First game of the season, you're going to see some problems like that. These are things that coaches hope you've already worked out, though, in practice.
But you know, Terry Powers, he's got some sophomores out there, and he's got juniors. Some of these guys are playing their first varsity game. You've got Channel 2 out here. You've got a huge crowd. You've got one of the top teams in the state. That's a lot to ask of a kid.
Jim Evans is here.
Jim Evans is here. That's big.
Joe Abramson is here. Here's the slant pattern, and almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Chad Roberts. A catchable ball and almost intercepted there by number 2, Joey Cagebrew.
Yeah, Cagebrew is he's looking at the missed opportunity. So is Robertson. Roberts is usually sure-handed. He's one of their better athletes. He's probably the second best player on the team after Dolan.
There is Chad Roberts, the senior. We saw him last year. The key receivers. There is Cagebrew.
He's thinking about that missed opportunity.
Yeah, that would have been an easy way to put this game.
As much as Kimball's going to have to throw, he's going to have more opportunities.
Doman has time and now pressured and brought down by number 85, Mitch Harris.
You know, give Mitch Harris credit. Gives credit to a couple other guys out there. Derek Weghorst, John Fuller, and Tim Freilich. Those guys are playing in coverage, and there is nobody open. I don't know if we're going to be able to see them down there as he's getting sacked. But right here, there's no one open. They're just great coverage, and you can't see from that angle. But the defensive backs did a tremendous job.
And he did have time to throw in the allotted time that you should throw the ball.
Yep.
And then when he started to panic, it was over because Harris had a beat on him.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a good decision not to throw it, though. Those guys had coverage.
Low punt taken by Freilich. Just past the 50-yard line. Freilich still on his feet and finally brought down. It looked like he was going to get away again by Brad Payne, number 34. But not till he brings the ball to about the 39-yard line, 38-yard line.
Like you're talking, when Gary Griffith had said watching the Kimball punter in practice, he goes, man, he was very impressed with the Kimball punting game. And it was a great punt, but a great return by Freilich as well. And like you said the previous time, great field position as always for the Colts.
Terry Powers looking on and concerned really in this first game of the season just to hang in there against these Troy Colts.
Well, you know, and the tough part as a coach is you can't go in with that attitude with the kids. You got to give them the idea that you're going to win, and you do believe you're going to win, but right now you're in the first quarter and you've got to do something to motivate them. Now that's the kind of thing right there that can get the defense fired up. What you got to do on offense is get the ball back, get a first down, get a positive gain, do something, and then go from there.
Here's Cato getting in there quickly and dropping Graves for a loss. Loss of almost 2 yards. Yes, it is. 2nd and 12.
And not to bring up a sore spot with Kimball, but that's how the last drive started too. And you got to do it all 3 downs and make them punt.
Second and 12, Beams in motion for Clinton, the quarterback. The tailback gets it hit hard, hit like a rock at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third and long now after the carry by Sulphur.
Lennon Jones. Man, oh man. Watch this. Stick him right between the numbers. Boom. Oh.
Stood straight up by Lennon Jones, and the Colts now face a third and long. Watch for Freilich. He is closest to the screen. Here's another helicopter coming around. They are. High school football, first night. The screen goes the other way to Searing. Searing may have the first down. And it'll be a close mark. Let's see what they do.
This Troy offense is getting more and more creative. You've got Freilich coming out wide right. You've got Beams over the middle, running this route, turning around, and he's forcing the safeties to watch him in the middle. Meantime, all you're doing is this guy here is going to leak off, and he's going to get it to him on a screen. All this after guys are downfield, and you've got all these D-backs over here and linebackers watching the middle. Now you got the guy who was blocking getting the screen and getting you the first down.
And it's not a traditional screen where you get the whole line over there. Everybody was over here towards Freilich, and Kimball was fooled, obviously, by covering Freilich because the rollout was that way.
That's...
And off to the first man through, and nothing there for Graves. He picks up maybe a couple.
Looked like the fullback might have gone a little early on the snap count, but... matter of time, it might have been an awkward snap too.
Matt Graves, the senior, at 6'3", 215. It's the Channel 7 chopper up there.
They're everywhere.
Got to tell Pat Collar to get a helicopter for us next time we get updates on the other games this way.
I'll tell you. It's like we're on the Kennedy compound.
2nd and 8. Oh, there's a flag.
Picked off.
Oh,
well,
they might have. Yeah. Well, we had Beams, or excuse me, there was 31. Soffer tried to head upfield a little too early before the snap.
Roberts, though, was going. All right, I just dropped I dropped the pass before. I dropped an interception.
Illegal
motion, and I'm telling you what happened, I'm sure, is that Kimball saw that I think Troy did it on the play before, and I think that Terry Powers or one of the captains said, hey, keep an eye on so-and-so. I think he's doing this. So the ref's looking for it, and they call the penalty this time. And right there, that should have been picked off.
Yeah, you didn't see the penalty. It was up top as the motion man, Soffer, tried to head upfield a little bit too early.
They're going to take that penalty, make it 2nd down and 12, maybe 13 even.
Beams is usually the man in motion. There you see Roberts, who has not had a night that he wants to remember so far, but he's going to have a chance to redeem himself later.
It's very early.
Soffer in motion again. Now he's got to know when to cut upfield. Now he waits safely. Oh, and another drop pass. This time by Troy. Searing had a chance.
There's another flag. I'm telling you, it's the fullback moving early by just a half count. And this is that first play when they didn't call it. I'm sure that Kimball said, watch him. And it's just a matter of missing it by not even a second.
Yeah, this time it wasn't the man in motion. Watch
right here. He's just going to go just a little early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a hair. But you know what? When he got it on the running play, that hair got him 4 yards.
Yeah. So now 3rd and about
should be 2nd down.
17. No, second. Okay, they switched it back. 2nd and 17. There we see the penalty yards. 10 for Troy, 5 for Kimball on 1. 2nd and 17 now. So the Colts sputtering now in their 2nd possession.
Watch for a draw. Nope.
Clinton to throw, gets pressured, steps up, and did not pass the line of scrimmage. Touchdown.
No, it's not.
Oh, did he? It was a late flag then.
He was over. And
I thought he might have been.
Give the official credit. You know what he did? He watched him, looked behind him, and said he's over. But he waited. He checked. He marked himself, looked behind, and it's a good call.
Yeah, that's why he took his time. When I saw the throw go off, I didn't see a flag, and there it was.
And we can see it again. Remember, it's not where your feet are. It's where the ball leaves your hand. So if you throw in front of you,
Yeah,
and it
the ball's
releases,
past the line of
ball's
scrimmage.
past- exactly.
As if you broke the plane for a first down or so.
Exactly.
So a good call down on the field, no touchdown.
All right, now let's try to. From here, it's going to be hard to tell where the line of scrimmage is, but. Again, the official did a good job of waiting, double-checking, and then calling it. And right about here...
Watch the line. The
his
line will
arm-
tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his arms over the line.
Because the mark was right at the line. The line of scrimmage was right on the line, so he did
And you know what?
step right there.
It's nobody's fault. There's nothing... good play by Clinton, great catch by Freilich. It's a matter of a half a yard.
Yeah. I think he wanted to run it first, but then he saw Freilich wide open. It was a last-minute decision. There's
the
draw, and it's a fumble and taken by Kimball. Look out!
Look
if
who
he
it
can
is.
get around the side, and it's Roberts who,
That's how you get
as
it
we
back.
said, had a long night ahead of him,
That's
and he
how you
comes
get it
right back. Yep.
That's the kind of thing that gets you motivated for the rest of the night, too. He's going, all right, now let's go. Give me the ball.
Yep. So the first turnover goes to the Colts, and the Kimball Knights come up with it. Watch as they just rip it right out of his hands.
Take a look at this. Coming right up, number 34 is going to strip him right there. That's Brad
Right
Payne.
into the hands.
Was it Brad
Flies.
Payne? I think 44 had a little hand in it, too.
Yeah, it flew right up in the air,
Tim
right into
Green.
Roberts' hands.
Yep.
And I thought if he could have just turned the corner up here, he might have had some daylight to run. But good pursuit there by the Colts.
Give credit also to Payne for something else. He didn't clip after he got the return. He could have clipped trying to block for him. Just, hey, take that field position right there. Don't give the ball.
And here's a fumble on the snap.
Having problems on the snap, on that connection.
Kimball gets it back. They'll lose maybe about a half a yard on it. Whoop, there it is. Doman couldn't get it, but he gets...
He's moving his hands.
back.
I don't know if that's something they're told to do, but it looked like his hands move up, and by the time they come down, he's not ready to get it. You're supposed to keep, from what I've been told, you keep your thumbs locked and you get it, and just don't lock them too hard where you break them. I don't think you're supposed to be moving your hands around like that.
Loss on the play. And look at this. Oh, trying to battle back to get back to the line of scrimmage. A good effort down there. The number 42, Gonzalez. Eddie Gonzalez on the carry, a sophomore at 5'9", 170.
And once again,
Terry Powers talked about a lot of sophomores on this team that are playing key roles.
yeah, it's tough for their opening game against Troy. Now, Joe Doman, once again, has third down and long. And he hasn't really had many opportunities to even get the ball downfield. You've got to get somebody open here. Maybe look for one of the backs to come out and catch a flare.
Third down now. You see the clock running out in the first quarter. Doman goes to the run, and it's just swarmed on by 4 Colts.
And once again, he struggled coming out of it, and I thought he had Gonzalez open downfield, but now Terry Powers is saying something to Gonzalez. Maybe he ran the wrong route because he looked open, but Doman didn't see him where he was supposed to be. Maybe that's what that's about.
And there they run in again.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the offensive line, with the connection between the quarterback and the center, and the timing in general.
Yeah. Brad Payne that time, the running back, ran into Joe Doman.
It looks like it's opening night. I mean, that's just one
You
of
got to
those
work
things.
those bugs out.
Yeah.
Here's the punt. He had some time. Fortunately for Ryan Drews, he got a chance to get it off and takes a good bounce inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line.
Tell you, well, whoever's the special teams coach at Kimball is good because he fumbled that. I don't know if you watched, but all the coverage guys somehow knew and waited and didn't get downfield. You always get an illegal guy downfield when that happens. I was watching, like, they're waiting. This is great.
And I wonder if they have a word or some kind of signal on not to release until that thing is punted.
And that's one of the most common calls we see.
Yeah. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the Troy Colts on their third possession now sputtered on their second possession and lost the ball on a fumble to Roberts of Kimball. Second man in the backfield getting it and close to a first down is Sheldon Soffer on the run. And that'll end the first quarter here at Kimball with the Kimball Knights trying to hang in there against the Colts. Colts lead at 7-0 on a 36-yard pass from Clinton to Freilich at the 6:40 mark in the first quarter, and that's all the scoring we have. At the end of the first, the Troy Colts lead the Kimball Knights 7-0. We'll be back.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn.
Where the Troy Colts are taking on the Kimball Knights. And let's take a look at the last offensive play here for the Colts. They do like a slight draw play, and it's been working for them. This time Soffer on the carry, and he gets close to a first down. It'll be second and about 2 coming up.
Well, that kind of offensive line, all you're doing is saying, we're going to get whatever we can out of this, and it doesn't matter who we give the ball to. Nothing against Soffer or anybody else, but they're just saying we're going to challenge your defense. Now you've got second and short, great opportunity to go deep.
Yep, just a little more than a yard, and there you see the fans here enjoying a beautiful evening, a great night to kick off the 1998 season. Glad you could be with us. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson as we see Freilich, one of the key receivers. Tim Freilich, we saw him in basketball as well as football.
For all the talk about acting, Tim Freilich's ranked the 6th best player in Oakland County.
A very, very potent offensive team as Clinton goes to the air, and did he catch it? No, incomplete as it hit the ground, intended for Soffer, number 31. Boy, they're using him a lot.
And to complete the trilogy there, Clinton is ranked 22nd in the count. They've just got a lot of good players.
Take a look again. Clinton goes to the air on second and short. Has time and just gets it a little too low.
A little too low, but you can't intercept it. And on 2nd and 2, that's a smart play. You just come back and run it up the middle. Trust that your backs are going to get it for you.
3rd and 2, just a little less than 2, and Clinton will take it himself. And he's pushed forward by his lineman, number 73. Tramstra tried to push him.
And Josh Dean, too, from the backfield came up on him. And I don't think he got it.
Nope.
I was kind of surprised you let him do that when you've got running backs. You can get a little head of steam going.
Yeah, they're going to measure on 4th down. And don't be surprised if they don't get it, they'll go for it here. Let's take a look.
Gary Griffith's real conservative.
Now watch from behind. He'll get a push from behind.
Number 1.
There he is.
Dean. Yeah,
that's it. Oh, okay.
Gary Griffith is a real conservative coach, though. I bet he'd punt right now.
But I'll tell you what, he was.
Although it's closer than you. Gosh, it looked like a full yard from here.
He did not want to. He did not want to punt from what it sounded like. Let's see.
That's true.
They're going to go for it.
He did sound concerned. You're right.
Yeah.
But too, you sit there and go, we just snuck it for 1 3/4 yards. Who's to say we can't get another foot?
Big play right here. If they don't make it, the Kimball Knights have great field position.
Yeah, their middle linebacker, Mike Allen, just telling everybody don't jump off sides. Don't go for the hard count.
The first thing he tried to do offensively is try to draw that team off sides. But there's Clinton taking it himself, and it looks like he did pick it up.
Yeah, it's all a matter of the spot. And from up here, we don't know where that official's going to mark it, but it sure looks like he got it, and he did.
Yeah. Didn't need much.
No.
And he picked it up. So the Troy Colts continue this drive now. And pick up the first down. There's Clinton, and he's getting the shove again from behind.
Man, these guys are huge. See Jeremy Wang, 5'10", 230. One of the little guys.
230.
Little. Center, Brian D'Angelo, 5'11", 205.
Beams in motion, heading towards Freilich. Freilich at the bottom of the screen. Handoff to Soffer, still on his feet, and battles his way to get maybe an extra yard, and that's about 8 yards on that carry.
And you got to like these linemen. Jared Abro, 260, still blocking 5 yards downfield. They never stop blocking. You never know when a guy's going to come up on you. Take a look at this. You're going to see number 75 right here. He's going to find somebody and hit him right here. He's going to go up there and block somebody else. They just keep blocking people.
And look at that mark, though. It's a little short of what he got, really. About a yard short of that extra effort. So they don't give him that extra effort and knock it back a little bit. Clinton to throw. Good block, but it's a flag on the block. Almost intercepted, too, by number 54 down there. You see him, Matt DeMay, but I don't understand the flag because I thought it was a clean block.
They're going to call
He got him on the side.
Yeah, blocking a clip. All right. First of all, I thought, isn't there that little area
Yeah.
that you're allowed to
The
clip?
line of scrimmage.
You're allowed to
5-yard.
clip in a certain area, aren't you? And that's not. I just don't think that's a clip.
I don't either.
And it's, remember, this is a spot foul, so he does it way back here. This is like a 30-yard penalty. Troy coaches were just looking. They're kind of curious, too. They tried to sneak a peek in here. Take a look. 55 is going to do it.
See if we can see it on this. There it is. It was right on the side. I do not see a clip from behind.
First of all, I think it's a clip on. I think it's a block on the side, like you said.
Yeah.
And secondly, I thought that's legal. Isn't there that?
Yeah, 5 yards
That imaginary
from the line of scrimmage. Yeah.
Either way, where you can do whatever you want.
Well,
Whatever. I mean, the officials, it's his call. That's why we're announcers and not referees.
don't pull.
Oh, man.
Nice carry, trying to gain a good chunk of that back there. Is Soffer
trying to buy punting room, and Kimball in an ultra-conservative defense just, we'll give you some of that back, and it's still 3rd and 20.
the only man in the backfield that time, and he found a lot of room to run.
And now it gives you enough that you're Mike Clinton. You can look downfield for Freilich or Beams, try to get one of those guys in single coverage, and he's definitely got the arm to pick this up.
Coach Powers looking on. It'll be a 3rd and 21 for the Colts, and his team is looking to stop them right here so they can pick up some good field position.
Keep an eye on the tight end Searing underneath, maybe.
Clinton to throw. Pressured and gets it off and has got his man. Mark Beams on the reception deep in Kimball territory at about the 24-yard line. What a pass play, and what a job by Clinton to get away from the pressure and get a good pass off.
I'll tell you what, our buddy Wayne Wilson in the open press said that he might be the county's most underrated quarterback.
Look at this. Has time and just gets it off as he got pressured there by Joe Pert.
He's not going to be underrated much longer. I mean, that's incredible. And the guy threw for 1,000 yards last season. I mean, you understand that throwing for 1,000 yards at Troy is like throwing for 2,000 everywhere else.
You just don't throw much.
No, that's completing 5 a game on 8 attempts. That's
Doman on the tackle, saving that touchdown. Here's Graves, wide open up the middle and runs over a Kimball Knight before he gets close to the 10-yard line. He'll be down just shy of the 9.
Get that quarterback heated up. You have to spread out the defense. Look what it does for you.
First down, a primarily strong rushing team, first of all, and you've got the passing game working so well for the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, I think you even have to just say it's a balanced attack now. I think we got to stop dogging them. This is a balanced attack. And if you try to overguard either one, you're dead. They can get you either way. Timeout, Troy. I think they realize, hey, this is an opportunity to score. Let's not mess this up. You can get up 14-0 in the first half on a team like Kimball. You can really make it tough on them.
Yeah, ball at the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Troy Colts, threatening to score again. 8:35 left here in the second quarter. And Joe, our favorite show is back this year.
Melrose Place?
No. Something else.
Ellie McBeal?
No, I'll give you one hint. Mark Gomez.
Oh, my.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That space?
Yeah.
It's sold.
Sold?
This up there.
How about
and this
that?
here.
And right there.
And right there.
It's everywhere.
He's on a roll. The master angler himself, Mark Gomez, explores new waters, tactics, and techniques with pro anglers who know fishing. If you want to land more and bigger fish, catch the Master Anglers Thursday nights at 8 right here on TCI 63.
I heard the Master Angler is the one who killed Kenny.
You think so? Is there a pond or a pool in South Park?
There's a pool and a pond.
Pool and a pond?
Yeah.
Pond would be good for the Master Angler. Yeah.
Natural spring.
That's right. Well, bigger fish.
True. That fish's name was Kenny, though, and he killed him.
Kenny, and he killed him.
Yeah.
He hooked him. Gary Griffith looking on as his Troy Colts are on the verge of getting into the end zone here again.
Doing some early recruiting, too.
Yeah, one of his boys. Looks like
You'll be running this play in 12 years. Watch it.
And time called by Kimball. They wanted to take a look at the setup of the offense of the Colts. Let's see if the Colts show a different look now. Ball at about the 12-yard line.
I mean, you know what's funny is you sit there and you're tempted to say start throwing fades to the corner to either Beams or Freilich, but run that thing up the gut. Just run it, and you're going to score here, I think.
Yeah, you've got Graves, who we saw a lot of last year. This year, he's been rotating in there with Soffer and a few of the other running backs that they have, Searing and Josh Dean, and they have got a lot of players they can use in this situation. They can throw, they can run. And you've got a good quarterback there in Clinton, who, as you say, is very underrated. As we've seen, every pass he's thrown here tonight has been right on the money, really, except for that low pass that he threw out to the flat.
4 of 8, 109 yards already. Don't forget that long touchdown that got called back because he stepped over the line of scrimmage.
Just another one.
And you know, it's funny, I say, you know, we kind of tease Griffith a little bit for the unimaginative offense, but fact is it works, and why not? If you've got that kind of line, why not do it?
Well, that little screen pass that they threw with drawing the defense over here to Freilich and throwing that little screen pass with only one real lineman as a blocker out there for number 43 at the time. It was Searing on that screenplay, which picked up some good yardage, and they are showing some imagination offensively. But of course, Gary Griffith, being the defensive coach, he's going to spend some time with his defense, especially with only having one guy back from last year.
You notice this year, though, he's hanging out with the team when they're on offense.
Maybe he's been watching some of the tapes. We've been talking about him. Here on the carry is Soffer, and he is inside the 10-yard line now. They can get the first down by the 2-yard line, so if they're looking for that, they can pick that up. Gain of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And now I still think you just pound it, but I would watch for a fade to the corner, although they've got no receiver split out, so you're not going to get a fade to the corner. Maybe
they've got a full house in the backfield. Power I right with Dean, Graves, and Soffer. And Soffer gets it. The tailback, he makes a cut behind his blocker and gets it inside the 5 and close to a first down. And he followed his big number 78, Brian Otney, all the way down the field.
That's real good coaching. Follow the big fella. And you know what's funny? What helps here, too, is that this guy is a good athlete. Watch him go that way, and a couple of guys buy it. Mike Clinton's a real good athlete, and I even thought they might want to bootleg with him. And I think Kimball's ready for that, and that bought a little bit of time because safety's following for just a second, the linebackers freeze for just a second. That allows Brian Otney to get a single man to block. Now he can just power it right up.
A yard short of the first down, and they're going to pick up the first down. Will they get the touchdown? And he's shy of the touchdown, but he does pick up a first down, so Troy can start fresh. First down here, just inside the 2-yard line. Just inside the 1 is where they're marking it.
And you know, you get to run more plays and wear down on that defensive line a little bit more this way, too.
For Troy, from the 1-yard line.
See where they put it. At the 1. First and goal from the 1-yard line for the Troy Colts.
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, they go with the, watch for the run again. Power I right. And a quarterback sneak and a touchdown. Clinton is in for the Colts' second touchdown, and they go up 13-0 over the Kimball Knights with 6:53 left here in the first half.
Yeah, the fewer times the ball exchanges hands, the better. Follow that line, let him sneak it in there.
Well, they scored at 6:40 in the first. They scored 6:53 here. Clinton on the 1-yard run. And now the extra point. Beams to kick. And it is blocked.
Kick is blocked.
It's no good.
Is that, I believe, getting in there?
Looked like it was blocked.
Dan Evie.
So the Troy Colts lead as the extra point is no good. 13-0
Well, that's
here in the second quarter.
That's something to talk about at halftime. You know, something for special teams coaches to get on.
Yeah.
And tell you, Clinton just looks like a great quarterback. He looks a little, I mean, you don't want to put it too high up there, but a little like Dane Fife did as far as being able to run, throw the ball, do a little bit of everything. And there's that basketball effect of being able to do that.
Fife had the height advantage on him. Clinton at 6 feet, but really has done a great job here tonight in keeping Kimball off balance. They don't know if they're going to run, they're going to throw, and really tough job for this Kimball defense to try to keep anybody contained, really.
And really right now it's a perfect situation for Troy because you do have that young defense who've gotten to sit for the last 5-14 looking at that drive. Now they get to come out with a 13-point lead against an offense that can't run on you. Right now they just can't run on you. They're going to have to throw. You allow these guys to tee off now. Just meet at the quarterback. And it's in Joe Dolman's hands now. He's going to have to get his line to buy him time, and he's going to have to hit receivers.
As the Fox helicopter starts to leave, we see the kickoff here by Beams. Brewster on the carry right about the 9-yard line. Brewster up the middle, and he is met hard by number 44, Scott Broderick. Broderick, a junior, making his presence known. He's 6'2", 195. And Brewster felt that one. Two guys going full speed, and this is what happens.
Oh, man, watch this. He's just going to come right up on him.
Oh, one hit there. Look at this one. Yeah, not a bad one on 40.
Helmet to helmet.
Krogi came in and hit one of the other backs, but there is Broderick, the junior, and he stays in as one of the linebackers.
Now remember this, Joe Dolman's coming into quarterback. This is one of their starting D-backs. Those last 5 minutes and 14 seconds, he's been out there.
Let's see how he responds now.
You think they can hear his call?
I don't know. That helicopter is pretty loud. Well, they got a nice little landing pad, though, over there on the other field, on the soccer field. Dolman to throw, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And again, that is number 38, Roberts.
You got to catch that one. I know it's low, but that's the way you're told to do it on that slant. Nobody else can get it.
Yeah. Tough to intercept.
You got the play action.
Tough to catch.
They got the exchange. He actually threw it under the defender.
Right through. Oh.
That's a catchable ball. It's a very catchable ball.
Well, we say goodbye to Fox 2 News.
See, we give you the whole game.
Like I said, maybe Pat Collar can get them to give us some updates next time. Get our own helicopter here. Get a TCI helicopter.
Of course, by the time everybody home watching, they can just look in the paper to see what the score was.
There's the movement. Unfortunately, it was for Kimball and Damon Cato. He moved offensively there. Is the illegal procedure.
False start.
False start. Illegal procedure. Whatever. There it is.
Same difference. There is no illegal procedure.
Whatever.
It's a false start.
Okay, false start.
We're getting technical.
Correct me again. It's the first game of the season, right? Let's take a look. Here is number 50
and he's
right
gonna
there.
Start. All right.
Watch. Yeah, there he is.
That's false. That start there was false.
False start.
So it's a false start.
False start. Okay.
False, yeah. As opposed to
That's right.
a true start.
So used to that illegal procedure stuff. And Cato comes out for that. And off to Brewster. Brewster trying to cut the corner, and he is hauled down by Josh Dean.
And Matt DeMay gave him a nice block. Problem is that he can't block everybody. There's 3 guys over there. He took out one of them. The other 2 finished the play.
Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's a couple yards short. It'll be 3rd and 12 now.
See, again, 3rd
for
and long.
Kimball.
These passing situations, I think you got to let him throw on first down.
Yeah, and those penalties hurt, too. That penalty knocked him back, really takes him out of their game plan.
Right. Of course, he did throw on first down, and the ball was dropped, but I think you got to let him throw.
Dolman rolling out, sees some pressure, has to hold up, and again, drop. This time intended for number 32, Lennon Jones, and Jones heard some footsteps. He had 2 guys around him, and they were just ready to nail him.
Yeah, DJ Schroeder was one of them. Dean was one of them. I think Weghorst was around him, too. Take a look. He's almost going to get nailed here by Harris.
He has to hold up here as he saw a couple of tall defenders in front of him there.
Now they got a punt.
Again, the Colts will have good field position and probably right around midfield.
Good punt by Ryan Drews.
Freilich trying to cut the corner, and he does. Past midfield, down the sideline. And knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Matt Graves. When they watch this in films, whenever they do that, Matt Graves is just going to get big props.
Yeah.
Take a look at this.
First, they're trying to decide who's going to get it.
Yeah, now watch
Beams
this.
still had his arm in there.
Beams buys him the corner right
Yeah.
there, gives him a good block. Now let's see if you can see 49 just light him up. Coming up. Yeah, you're gonna just missed it right behind that official. I mean, he nailed this guy.
Freilich on the return, 38 yards.
If y'all are watching this on a tape at home, rewind it. It just, man.
Brings it out to about the 27-yard line. Here, a nice run for Sulfur down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 5 and about the 3-yard line.
Tired deep.
Colts on a roll now.
What, I mean, they got to rest. The guys that don't go both ways got to rest for about a minute and a half. Now they're back out there.
Take a look, and he is doing a tightrope down the sideline. Does he step out of bounds? Right there, almost.
Yeah, you can't tell. The officials are right on.
From this angle, can't tell, but it looked like he was right where the yard line meets the sideline. Very close. But the official right down there, and he marks him at about the 3-yard line. First and goal from the 3. Soffer, touchdown, Troy. Sheldon Soffer with 5:32 left in the first half.
And then do you go for 1 or 2? I think you go for 1.
Yeah. They can pick up that extra point later. Here's Soffer on the 3-yard run, right behind his fullback, Josh Dean, and his strong offensive line.
Well, they're good. You know, Gary Griffith likes to not really downplay the rankings like he said to us beforehand. It's an honor. But no, I guess they are going to go for 2. But he said, you know, it doesn't mean anything. You want to be number 1 at the end of the year.
Clinton sends his man Soffer in motion. He's got Graves in the backfield, and he'll roll out and go into the end zone, throws back across the defense, intended for Freilich, and it was incomplete, and it'll stay at 19.
So they've got to work on the 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
I know it's early.
Yeah.
But luckily Gary Griffith doesn't watch the tape, so who cares? But I really want to see these guys play Catholic Central about week 11, second round of the playoffs. And
they're not talking about Catholic Central right there.
Although I think Terry Powers used to coach there as an assistant, but yeah, he's not talking about them. No. They're telling Joe Doman, I know you don't have any time back there, but just make something happen, okay?
Yeah. Joe, we're putting it all on you, buddy.
It's going, thanks.
The senior.
Captain. Got to motivate him.
Great season last year. Here, take a look at this.
The last one's
24 seconds.
What's the last one? 5 minutes or whatever it was. Now you take off 24 seconds. They're a little bit of everything.
Well, on 2 plays, they went, 24 yards. They went 24 yards in 2 plays, and then the 3-yard run. There you see on the Kimball sideline, not a real, well, do you think he knows? Is that Elmo right there?
It's Elmo.
I think he's concerned more about Elmo than the Knights right now.
I think
so. Beams to kick again, and Brewster to return it again. At about the 5. Right up the middle, and almost stripped down there, but a good job by Brewster to just hang on to it as he gets past the 25-yard line down to about the 26.
Exactly. Good job to hold on. I think a pretty good return, too. Got him decent field position. Got him an opportunity, and I think right now, you're Joe Doman, you're saying to Roberts and to the other guys, hold on to the ball if I get it
right
to you.
There, look at that. Almost got it stripped. Good job, the switching hands, too, by Brewster, and he got out to the 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 27 for Kimball.
Yeah, and he's got to tell this line, hey, you got to give me time. I got to be able to throw it. If we do run it, you've got to open up a hole. It's up to the quarterback to do it without sounding like a jerk. But he's got to say, he's got to get these guys motivated.
Joe Doman, I formation in the backfield, throws it out, intended for Roberts, and knocked down there by big number 44, and that is Broderick.
Yeah, he just put his hands up, and there's nothing he can do about that. He read the play. That's a good defensive play.
He's listed as 6'2", but boy, he looks a lot taller than that.
Well,
I think it's
this.
Huh?
He had some ups there.
Yeah, he did. But I think it's the black socks going all the way up. I think it's a slimming effect, don't you?
Okay.
Look at.
I don't think anybody on that team looks slim, man. These guys are huge.
Here's Doman again, 2nd and 10. Going to the air, getting pressure, and they go to the screen.
Block.
And there's the swarm all over Dave Seaman, number 45, one of the co-captains.
You know what? He gained a yard. I mean, for all that, it got him a yard. It's just, this defense, there's no more questions.
No questions. I think Kimball does have to mix it up like they are right now, though. They've got to come up with something, see what works for them.
See, they don't have experience, but you know what they got.
Yeah.
They got skills.
They got skills. Right here shows it. 3 guys.
4 guys.
4,
5 guys.
5, 6, 7.
Meet at the ball.
Start counting. You got a lot of white jerseys going after that ball, and I think with Gary Griffith working on this defense, they're not going to have too many problems this season. Not so far. Doman, look at that. Took 2 guys to work on number 85, Mitch Harris, and Harris comes back to get him. What a job by Harris. He was double teamed, and Doman had to get around him, and he still forced it back and still got some help and got him down. Take a look. There he is.
Right there. Look at this guy. Double teamed, still gets a fall.
Still got him.
6'3",
and there's Dean.
195.
Finish him off.
These guys.
Mitch Harris double teamed, forced the play inside, and fought through the blocks to get him down. The punt by Drews. Trying to get to the 40. It'll be at the 41-yard line where the Troy Colts will start. Their own 41. Great field position again. For the Colts, they lead it 19-0 with 3:43 left here in the first half. A lot of time, Joe, for them to get into that end zone again.
Again, you know, it's early. It's still the first half of the first game, but just imagine how good they're going to be when they get some experience, when they get more of a feel for each other. I mean, full moon, but, you know, that's not why they're playing well.
Beautiful September moon, beautiful night here for the kickoff of our 1998 season.
I'm pretty sure they'll be playing in November.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we've seen Kimball the past few years, and they've had a great team. And it shows you how tough it is on a coach. Terry Powers has got to start all over again with
I'll tell you what, we don't know if they're really a bad team.
Yeah. Well, we're not saying they're a bad team, but I'm just saying when he starts out with guys like that, the fumble counts and Kimball gets it back. What are they saying?
No, ground cause.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He's marking, saying this is where it was.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
down.
I thought he gave him the signal or
take a look.
Verbally told him that they got it.
Now watch. Remember, you're down the minute you hit.
And this hurts. Watch.
He's tripped up. Now watch. Nope. Ball still in his
down
hands.
on his face mask.
Hits the ground and knocks it out.
Yeah.
It's a good call. But no, I mean, Kimball still could be a pretty good team. They're picked to finish second in their division of the OAA. I just think Troy. I'm not.
It's not a good team to start against.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated, but I want to see the team that beats them.
Second down, and look at this. Is that perfection or what? Freilich diving, picks up the first down.
Play good for 15.
15 yards. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Freilich's good. You know, we asked Pat Collar for a telestrator, and I said, look, if you get me one, I'd use it.
Yeah.
You know,
so use it.
He's throwing it here to number 10. Right there, another nice diving catch there by number 10, Freilich, and man, he's good.
Yeah, you're good too on that telestrator. First and 10.
I'm done with it now.
First and 10, just inside the 40-yard line at the 39. Clinton to throw. The slant into Freilich. And it was covered, and he did. And he's hurting.
Well, you know what? Him and Roberts, they're both going for the ball. And
yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Up for grabs.
I think he banged his head into the guy's knees. Oh.
I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, maybe. Getting hit from behind like that.
It just kind of looked kind of funny there, but yeah, they're letting him sit for one play.
Yeah, Roberts comes out too.
So you throw to Beams or you throw to John Fuller, or you run it up the middle with Dean.
Yeah, both players out on that play. Second and 10. Clinton on the reverse handoff up the middle, and Josh Dean just won't give up as he picks up the first down and more. close to 15 yards on the carry. Maybe about 16.
It's just too obvious he's going to do this. Like, yeah, they're spread out, and they haven't run it up the middle in a while. What the heck?
Why not?
Yeah, let's
look at this. Just enough room to get through the line of scrimmage and then get into that backfield.
I mean, they're going, Jim Essian's off playing minor league baseball somewhere. Fine.
They're still rolling.
We still got our offensive line.
15 yards on the carry. First and 10. Colts on the move again. Clinton pressured, throws back across, intercepted. Too many blue shirts there, and he tried to go for beams. And a big play for Kimball to stop this drive. They were on their way, Joe.
Dan Malley, the sophomore, with the interception. And I think Clinton right here, I don't want to say it's quite a cocky move, but I think it's one of those, everything is going so well.
Might as well
I'm in a zone.
Yeah.
Throw off his back foot into triple coverage. And I don't know how many reads you have in the Troy offense. If there are, third receivers, you always have a secondary. Bad decision to throw it there. But again, I think he's feeling so good. And you see Brett Favre do this all the time. It's on so well, you just can't help it.
And that's when you throw your interception.
Yeah.
You think you can do it because everything else is on a roll. Everything's going. And look at this. Something breaks here for Kimball and a fumble. Who's going to come up with it?
I think Graves? No, they got it back.
They got it back. What a break for the Knights as they get the ball back at the 35-yard line.
Number 14 right there, Mike Brennan. Let's take a look at this. Going to get stripped, I think, I thought it was by 1, but right here he's going to get it all by
right
Beams.
There. Beams.
7.
There it is, 14.
Yeah, he does
The ball bounced right up to him.
And you had 63, Jeff Yang trying to snag it
I thought he had the best shot at it, but it bounced right up into the hands of Brennan. And down on the play is number 33, Weghorst, Derek Weghorst, for Troy with 1:41 left here in the first half.
We're talking about that interception that Clinton threw. And another thing about it is it's actually the perfect situation from a Troy standpoint in that it's late in the half. It would take a great long drive for Kimball to come back on you here. You're up 19-0. It's a great learning experience. The offensive coordinator can take him on Monday and say, look, this is why that didn't work and this is what you should have done. And he'll learn from that, and it's not a costly mistake.
Well, we just hope that Weghorst had the wind knocked out of him. They're taking their time right now, and we will take a break right now with the score. The Troy Colts 19, the Kimball Knights nothing. We'll be right back right after this.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
Welcome back to Kimball High School. Derek Weghorst just ran off the field. He looked like he was going to be all right. There he is on the sideline, and he ran off pretty quick. So I hope it just got the wind knocked out. He's smiling even on the sideline, so that's a good sign. And now we'll get back to the action. First and 10 now for the Knights after the fumble and their recovery. And they'll go right to the air. Doman to throw. Doman wrapped up by Harris and two other Troy Colts as well. You saw Broderick in there, number 44.
You saw Jared Abro in there.
Yep.
And underneath there, you saw Doman. And the receivers are trying to get open. They're not making their break yet. And right there, finally has number 22, Sturza making the break, and at that point, he's already hit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they got to run shorter routes, if the receivers have to run quicker routes. Definitely the line's got to buy him some time, though.
The line's got to buy him some time, especially now he's in the shotgun. You think that would buy him some more time or some, at least an advantage to scramble and get away from that rush. So it's just nothing's working right now for the Kimball Knights.
His rushing stats have to really be bad.
Yeah, 40 seconds. You see the clock ticking down here in the first half. They go to the draw. Brewster breaks it. Can he get outside, though, and stop the clock? No, he'll stay in the middle of the field. And It'll be 24 to counting down. Stop made there by Keshbu. Number 2. Third and about 6, but if they can even get a playoff here. 10 seconds and counting here.
I think you cut your losses. They only have 1 first down the entire half. I think Troy's got as much chance to score.
That'll do it. That'll be it. No extra play here. And the Kimball Knights will go off without trying to make an effort here in the final seconds to pick up a first down or even get close for any kind of points. As they, like you said, cut their losses and just go and regroup at halftime. It is halftime here at Kimball High School. The Troy Colts lead the Royal Oak Kimball Knights 19-0. We'll be back with halftime stats for you right after these messages.
Channel 63 tomorrow and Monday.
I'm the king.
The rock and roll?
No coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this: $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology.
Call the competition. They'll probably show up with this.
Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more.
The competition can't.
Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't.
They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire. Welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Kimball High School here in Royal Oak, where the Kimball Knights are trying to hold off the Troy Colts from scoring anymore, trying to get on the board themselves. Hopefully they've had a chance to regroup here at halftime. Let's take a look at some of the stats for you. And it's been all Troy. Oh boy, this is probably the most lopsided we've seen in a long time.
1 first down.
Now, Pat Collar did a good job of picking the games last year. We can't,
Don't
remember
doubt
that.
the commissioner just
Don't doubt
yet.
the commissioner.
Well, he had a short week to pick the schedule this
Yeah,
year,
he
too.
did.
So,
He got put under the gun here.
But the passing yardage, that was that screen pass on 2nd down and 10. It made it 3rd down and 9. And Freilich, Freilich's having a great game. 3 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. And let's not forget the long one that got called back. Rushing Soffer, he's got 67 yards on 10 carries. They're 200 yards up.
You got to look at this: 9-1, and then 15 actually.
You know what else?
To 9.
If it wasn't for this, who knows?
The 2 turnovers, they could have been up even more. Actually, those were on drives that looked like they were headed into the end zone.
Yeah,
so
not to jump ahead on a bad thing, and he also threw for a touchdown to Freilich. Clinton did. I think the mercy rule is 35 points.
Yeah. Well, there's one Clinton that's having a good year.
George is having a pretty good year, too.
Okay, George is doing good, too, so we got 2 Clintons. Okay.
Yeah. So, but, Mike isn't old enough to have an intern yet. Anyway, the mercy rule is, I think, 35 points, which means if you're up by 35, the clock is a running clock nonstop, and we've never had a game where that actually happened. But
here's a big bulk of the offense for Kimball, with Brewster having 4 carries and 19 yards, and they've got to get going. They've got to do something. Either run outside that big offensive line, or the shotgun I thought was going to buy him some time. Here's Sheldon Soffer with 67 yards on 10 carries, so that's a pretty darn good average at 6.7.
My thing too with that 19 yards for Brewster is how much of that was on that quick draw at the end when it didn't matter. The fact is they've got 1 first down. They're going backwards. On 1st and 10, they're not getting anything. They're leaving their quarterback with 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they're really hurting themselves on 1st down.
And to make matters worse, Troy gets the ball.
Yeah, Troy deferred, and we'll get the kickoff now here to start the second half.
Yeah. Now the question here again, I think if you're Greg Griffith, you got to keep the starters in for the 3rd quarter. But it's a good opportunity to get some of your backups some playing time.
Joe Pert with the kickoff. Goes back to Beams. Beams to return up the middle. Has some room. We'll cut it outside. And a last-second tackle there by Roberts got him down. But if he beat Roberts, he would have at least gotten to midfield then before he got some pursuit after him. So a great saving tackle there before Beams could get to the 35, or excuse me, the 25-yard line.
Does what they teach you at football camp on the return. Get up the middle, get as much as you can, and then break it out. Does it just like they teach you. Let everybody make the blocking. It's up to you to avoid that guy. But Roberts had the angle on him. Good tackle. Again, great field position for Troy.
It was a 35. 31 yards on the return. Gets the ball out to about the 32, 33-yard line. Soffer on the carry. 6.7 here in the first half. Comes out with another good run.
Well, and what's happening now with Soffer, and I think probably the running backs as well, is they know they've got the line in front of them. They know that they're going to gain yards, and he's running with some authority.
And running out there behind big number 78, Brian Otney sealing off the inside for him. Cato there on the tackle. 2nd down and 5. So that's 6, really. High formation in the backfield. Beams in the slot. They go right up the middle with the fullback fumble, and Kimball gets it back in great field position.
3 turnovers to Troy, and Kimball, you know what? We were just talking about mercy rules, and when you pull the starters, all of a sudden Kimball scores here.
Joe Pert,
fresh air
on the recovery, the junior. Comes up with a big recovery. There, the ball gets loose, and it's hit into there by Malley, number 11, the linebacker, who pops it loose. So Dan Malley pops it loose, and Pert comes up with the recovery and great field position now, the best so far for the Kimball Knights.
Roberts has single coverage. Send him on a fade. Quick hitch and send him deep then. Nope.
Doman with time to throw. Has a man in the flat. And it's incomplete. Intended down there for number 32, and that is Lennon Jones.
Yeah, now if I'm Terry Powers, I would tell the officials, like we were talking in the first half about if you see something that you think's wrong, you tell the officials to look for it. I was watching Roberts running up and out, or run through the middle and trying to take it up. I believe he was held. I saw his jersey being grabbed. I think you ought to look for this.
Terry Powers looking at.
Powers.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, and we did get a correction, or actually a clarification on that
blocking zone,
and we'll talk about that after this play. Power I left, and they go with a counter to the right side. McKnight on the carry, and he picks up a few yards. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and about 6 to go.
Yeah, in the blocking zone, we were talking as we'll watch the replay. It's just a matter of 3 yards back. It's like tackle to tackle, 3 yards back, and once they get past there, then it would be a clip. But again, we still don't think it was a clip.
Right, it looked like it was hit on the side.
Whether or not it's legal or not, we still think it was a bad call. But if you're going by the rule, you can commit a clip in that area.
And it's three yards either side of the ball. So it's
Tackle
3
to
yards,
tackle.
tackle to tackle, either side, offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. Here's Doman on the slant in and almost intercepted.
Bad throw.
And again, intended for Roberts. That one was out of the reach of Roberts and almost an interception by Joey Keshbu.
Yeah, we've jumped on Roberts about stuff, but you know, unless you wear 80 and play in San Francisco, you can't catch that one.
Keshbu almost his second interception. He almost had another one either. So Roberts and Keshbu with a chance tonight, with a couple of chances to get their hands on the ball and do something, but it didn't work out for either of them. Here, fourth down, Doman with two receivers split and two men in the backfield. They fake. He's got some time. Go to the screen. He's got one man to beat up there. Oh, and what a tackle by number 33, Derek Weghorst, who was hurt earlier. He came back. Yeah, what a job.
Yeah, that's asking a lot to run a screen on 4th and long, especially when your quarterback has to back up as far as he did. I think they lost yardage on the play. And you've got to get that first block, and he wasn't able to get it.
Take a look at this. And it looked like he was going to get away from that, and he just couldn't. Weghorst got in there, and I thought for sure he was going to beat him because he had a blocker on him. Weghorst fought through it.
So he fought that block off so quickly.
Colts come up with the ball now, and look at this. Matt Graves picks up the first down, about 12 yards on the carry, and the Colts are right back in form.
Yeah, what's a couple of turnovers, you know?
Just shy of midfield. Take a look. Right up the middle.
It's just basic stuff. Just, hey, our line's bigger than your line. See what you can do to stop it.
Boy, I don't know where they make them in Troy. It seems like they come out with the same big guys every year. And they have come up with another big offensive line to lead the way for their backfield and receivers. Beams in motion. Ball just shy of midfield. Clinton on the handoff. And this is another first down. And on the carry,
Fuller.
Number 28, Fuller, who was a transfer from Southfield Lathrop. And he is going to provide some assistance back there this year.
Good switch of the hands as he gets through. It's just, you know, you can say, hey, let me get some here. And watch right about here. He's going to switch hands, nice into the right hand, follows his blocker, gets a good gain out of that play. Good instinct.
John Fuller, 6'3", senior. Again from Southfield Lathrop, and he'll provide some good speed back there at the tailback position.
He's not going to be used to victory parties coming from Southfield Lathrop.
Fullback again, Graves, right up the middle, and again another gain of 10-plus yards.
Carry good for about
14 or 15 yards on the carry. He had 12 earlier, and they are just chewing up the defense of Kimball. Let's take a look.
Look at the size of this hole. Look at that.
There's nobody near him.
We could do this. Right about there, we'd be in trouble.
We might have got 8 yards on that.
Oh, yeah, at least 5. I'd have fumbled when they got near me. No.
15 on the carry for Graves, and he just chopped off 2 big carries. As Terry Powers is concerned now, as the Colts are. Yeah, there's a fumble, a little problem with the snap to Clinton. Yeah, but maybe
first game.
I was going to say he was concerned with the Colts putting this one away, but now they fumble that one. It's second down and long.
The Colts have had chances to really put it away, and they haven't yet. But still, their defense has not given Kimball any opportunities.
It's Hampton and C-A-N and C-H-E. Beams in motion. Clinton rolls out, throws, first down, Freilich. And a flag is down on a late hit. A late hit on Clinton.
Clinton did the flag reverse.
See a little pat on the
good call.
Pat on the
thanks for that.
Ref there. Let's take a look. There it is. Personal foul.
I think you tacked that on to the end of the play too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it. Remember, frustration will be setting in any minute now. We can't tell from there. But we saw him on the ground, and that looked like there was plenty of room to.
Well, this will put him right about the end zone here. Take a look. This will put him right in halfway to the end zone is what they'll do, because the penalty is still there. Yeah, halfway to the goal line, so it'll be first and goal from about the 7-yard line.
Give the ball to Josh Dean. He's played both ways, played well at both sides of the ball, getting a touchdown. Number 1, fullback.
Josh Dean going defensive and offensive tonight, so he's due. They go to the air. Beams. No, they go to Freilich. It was tipped up by Roberts, and Freilich still kept his eyes on it, showing his ability there, and almost got it.
Good coverage, though, by Roberts.
Yeah, excellent coverage.
Great tip.
Could not see.
He's got a hand right on it. Great coverage.
There it is.
Look
at this. Oh,
he still caught it.
Yeah. No.
Well, almost caught it.
In our positioning in the booth here, I did not see Freilich in that corner there. So
we thought he overthrew.
Good thing
Beams.
Roberts did for Kimball. Here's Beams in motion, and they go to the tailback. And is he in? Yes, touchdown. He broke the plane. The ref on the line called it a touchdown for Fuller.
John Fuller. Again, John Fuller is used to games that are 25-0, but he's not used to being on the good side.
On this end, yeah. With 7:32 left in the third quarter, here is a
He's going to be
7-yard run.
He's going to be mad at his parents for not moving sooner.
They said he broke the plane right there. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good.
You know, it's funny. It's one of those things. They've had a couple times where they've hit the ground, and the ground has caused the ball to go loose. And we all know the rule about the ground can't cause the fumble. It is something, though, for the Troy coaches to say, hey, look, we can't count on the refs always making that call for us. You've got to hang on to the football even when you go down just to be safe. Injured Kimball player on that extra point.
That is not what Kimball wants to see right now, and it's one of their key players, too. It looks like Cato.
Yeah, I believe it is. Can't really tell.
Damon Cato.
Might just be cramps, though. That's cramps when you're doing that.
So Cato is down. And it looks like he's going to be getting up his leg.
It's just a cramp, though. When they start doing that with their feet.
And that happens a lot early in the season with the heat and a lot of the dehydration that goes on early in the season. There you see the scoring drive. 7 plays, 63 yards, and 2:33. Good, efficient use of the clock. 7 plays. When you're taking off about 15 or 12 yards on a run, that'll eat up a little less of the clock, too. 6-yard run by Fuller. Officially 6 yards on the run. And the Colts lead it 26-0 right now in a rough start. Here is Cato. He is up. He'll be all right. Just got that cramp, Brewster there. And Cato asking for his team and everybody to really get fired up now. Let's get going. Let's go to work. They've got a long road ahead of them now here in the third quarter. 7:32 left, and they are down by 26 against the third-ranked team in the state.
And again, remember this. Troy is one of the top teams in the state. They're also a Division I team. Kimball is a Division II in the OAA. They are picked to come in second place in their division this year behind Birmingham Seahawks.
Low line drive kick, and this was a kick by Clays.
Troy got it back.
Troy gets the ball back.
It
Let's see,
depends
what do
on
they
the
say?
call. They're going to
Let's see.
discuss. Yeah, he did. You know, it's a matter of whether he was in bounds when he got it.
Yeah.
It was right at the line. Now take a look here. It's a judgment call, and at full speed, we can't tell from up here.
Ball's kicked. That's what happened right there.
It
Brewster.
doesn't matter if it's touched.
Yeah.
See, no, that's a bad call. He's out of bounds. I don't know if we can rewind that, but I'm sure I can show you why that's not their ball.
Does he have possession? Is that what you're saying?
I think if we can rewind that, I'll show you that he doesn't have possession. Can you rewind that?
But is it who touches the ball last?
No.
You got to have complete
possession, or it's Kimball's ball. Somebody, yeah. Otherwise, it's just Kimball's ball and it's kick off out of bounds. I think his left arm hit the out of bounds line
before he had possession. I agree with that. Clinton now with a chance to really put this one away for the Troy Colts. The pitch goes back to Soffer. Soffer trying to cut the corner, beats one man, and then tackled before he could reach the first down marker, and we've got a holding, looks like, on the Troy Colts. So this one will bring back. Just when he was trying to turn the corner there.
Might be on the tight end.
Yeah, they try to give him some room. Yeah, preliminary call. There it is. Yep, holding.
Tight end holds out on the end here. You can't really see it from this angle.
Right there.
Yeah. 43. He's tackling him.
And that'll be marched off against the Colts. Well, a little bit of a breather now for Kimball, but it's more yards that the Colts can eat up.
Yeah. Now again, you can go back to that recovered kickoff. At regular speed, when we saw it live, I know at least I thought it was a good fumble recovery too. So remember, that's what all the official gets to use. But you know, when you slow it down, you see, hey, and it looked like one of the officials wasn't sure. He was not going to be the one to give Troy the ball. He let the other guy do it.
Yeah, that looked like it was apparent there. In 2 weeks, we travel to Auburn Hills as the Avondale Yellow Jackets host the Royal Oak Dondero Oaks. Don't miss the TCI Sports Game of the Week, September 19th and 21st at 8 p.m. here on TCI 63. High formation in the backfield. Clinton to throw, pressured, and he goes out to Waghorn. Oh.
Well,
excuse me, that was Searing.
His tight end went out
and
on
a flag down right at the line of scrimmage, or the goal line, excuse me.
I think it's a hold or a clip.
Searing on the reception, out in the flat.
Unbelievable room. That's just great misdirection.
Wow. He was wide open. Nobody was out there and just ran down the sideline. The penalty now.
Right at the line of right at the goal
line, and it's against the Colts.
Now that's one that a coach is going to jump on someone for because you just don't need it.
You don't need it. You gained all that yard. Why would you want to do that at the very end?
You got everything back.
Well, early season mistakes, things you work on, and we're at 26-0.
It's the sort of thing that Gary Griffith's going to tell him. Hey, look, by week 8 when we play Rochester Adams.
But here's a guy who's going to be upset. Hey guys, come on! I worked all that.
He gets the yardage.
Yeah.
Remember, it's from the spot.
So they bring it back.
And it's going to be really a bizarre thing. It's going to be like a 1st down and 4 because it stays the same down it was.
Yeah.
And
instead of a 1st and goal.
It's really easy. But it's not. It should be a 1st down. They just switched it to 2nd, and I'm sure that's a 1st down still. But he's going to talk about week 8. They play
Look
Rochester
at Troy
Adams.
with 45 yards in penalties.
Remember, Adams is ranked 9th in the state. I don't think they can play like this against Adams, make these kind of mistakes and beat him.
The fullback, Josh Dean.
Probably got the 1st down.
Close to a 1st down. He took about 4 or 5 Kimball Knights with him.
And I know what the 1st down chain said 2nd down, but the scoreboard said 1.
Take a look at his jersey now. They're going to grab the lower part of his jersey. And look at this.
This is like
right
that old
there.
Earl Campbell video. Remember that one?
Yeah. You think his jersey was made to do that? Look at that.
Those are illegal if they're made to tear.
Oh, he's got a rip here. He ties it.
Yeah.
See, he's tied it there. And I think I saw that earlier in the game where, see?
A little hole there,
Yeah, he tied it right there. Back. So, I guess if you can get away with it, sure. Got him the 1st down.
Wide open tight end.
Clinton to throw down in the flat. He's got Beams. Beams cuts back and hit from behind there by number 40. And that is Pert, Joe Pert.
Yeah, I think he had Harris open underneath, though, at the goal line. And it's hard. A lot of quarterbacks I don't think would make the throw, but as hard as Clinton throws, I think you're going to see right here, this guy is going to get open underneath. Right, well, right about there, I think. You see down here, yeah, you see you had him right there. I think there was a seam right at the goal line to get it to him.
Watch Pert, when he got up, he gave the ref an elbow. He was so fired up. They're reading, what are they reading there? Is that the TCI Game of the Week schedule?
I believe so.
All right. Hey.
Did he get in? No.
Look at this. No, just short by about a yard, just inside of a yard. And that is Sheldon Sofer.
Sofer on the carry, stopped just short of the goal line.
Just short of the end zone. And a tackle there made by Doman as he stepped up defensively.
And they're running time on the clock, too.
4:30 left here in the third quarter. It's been all Troy. The Troy Colts ranked third in the state. And they are proving it here. Timeout down on the field. What was that? Delay a game call. Wow.
Yeah, it was taking a while.
Yeah.
They had, I think it was Sofer coming a little bit later in the play.
They wanted more room to work with down there.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to throw the fade from the 6-yard line than from the 1.
Is that Rick Brewer down in the corner there? Rick Rhino Brewer down in the far corner, end zone, right over here. It looks just like him. Former coach over at Avondale.
Is it?
Look, take a look. You got glasses on. I don't. You can see. Looks a lot like him. Is it? Hey, it is.
Wow.
It is.
You're good.
Hey, how about that? Here's Clinton, steps up in the pocket, throws into the end zone. Heavy traffic and knocked down by number 32, Lennon Jones. But more impressive, I think, my call on Brewer. You see, you doubted my
I was like, what, is he kidding around? And yeah.
Take a look. Clinton steps up, feels the pressure, but again, this is where he got that interception, throws into heavy traffic.
But why are these two guys together?
Yeah, standing together. I thought Graves should have broken over to the side.
Right, we're back to normal now. Remember before he was with the offense.
Oh, that's right. Now he's way back off to the right as we look at the...
He's nowhere near anything right now.
And they're going to go for a field goal here.
Field goals are good.
So tack some points up there. Beams working on the kicking game. It is up and it looks good. And the Troy Colts add a field goal here from 29 yards.
To make it 29-0.
To make it 29-0. So Beams and a long line of kickers named Beams from Troy.
What do you bet there was only one other one and we just think there was a bunch? And they probably both kicked 4 years? I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
You know, because I know I've done that before. Wasn't there a bunch of them? There was one other.
There was one other, but all the years you do it for 4 years. You got one for 4 years, and then we're going to have another one for 4 years.
That's 8 years of kickers.
Don't forget, in 2 weeks, again, we saw Rick Rhino Brewer, former coach of the Avondale Yellow Jackets. Well, they'll be hosting the Royal Oak Dondero Oaks. Don't miss it right here on TCI. The game of the week, September 19th and 21st at 8 p.m. right here on TCI 63. Hey, boy, he's liking that. Now, were you the kind of guy who would suck on it or bite it like that?
Chomp on.
Got to chomp on. Well, right here, you got into the gum. See, he's chewing it.
I was like the owl. 3 licks to get to the center.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough not to bite into the sucker. It is.
You have to.
The Tootsie Roll especially. That was...
you have to. I mean, come on.
Back to receive. Aaron Brewster. Number 19. The kickoff. Deep. Taken there by 81. Evie. And down at about the 20-yard line.
You see Troy's just fired up, and Kimball...
Brad Luce on that kickoff, number 36.
Yeah, Kimball just a little... get a little tick. You see him pushing guys around a little bit. It's very frustrating right now. Again, I don't think they're really that bad a football team. I just think they're just up against it right now.
7 plays, 17 yards, 2:46 off the clock on the Beams' 16-yard field goal. I think it was.
Remember, that's off the.
That 16?
Had to be a 26.
I think it was 26. So you have to add the 10 for the.
Yeah, you had the 10
zone.
for the
yeah, okay.
end zone, so 26.
So 26, we'll call it. Was 29. We'll compromise. We'll go 26. 29-0 the score. First play for the Knights is not good as the Troy Colts bury him at the line. And not a successful run there
Brewster on the carry.
for Brewster. 3:14 and counting here in the third quarter.
And they got to throw the. You know, thing is now you know you've got to throw, but you're not.
Some confusion out there too.
You're not going to score. Realistically, you're not going to get a whole lot of points.
Yeah.
You're not going to win the game. You know this, but you do want to get something going for next week.
A lot of confusion in there as Evie comes in.
Remember, next week they got to go to Seahold. That's not easy either.
Doman throwing deep. Got him. Oh, Evie had it right in his hands, and Beams did enough just to distract him. And good coverage down there by Beams.
Good coverage.
A great throw right over the shoulder. You couldn't ask for a better throw than this.
He's got time.
Oh, look at this.
He's got time to get rid of it, set up, step into it, throw it.
And he drops it right in there. Look at this.
Just got a finger on it.
Just enough, yeah.
Just enough to knock it away. Good defensive play. Not a drop.
The freshman.
He did not drop that, and he's a freshman.
Good effort there by number 81, Dan Evie. And now
we'll be seeing him for about 4 years.
Yeah, the clock is stopped. 2:39 here in the third quarter. Third and about 13. Doman trying to get out of there and brought down, hauled down by number 72, Kenny Mercer.
Doman brought down for a loss.
Kenny.
Number 72.
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say something about Kenny.
Kenny killed.
Yeah, Kenny didn't get killed on that one.
No.
Kenny provided a little punishment there for the quarterback, Doman, and Doman is hurting coming off.
I mean, he's got to go back and play defense.
It's like his legs.
It's a long day right now for him. Look at this.
Here's Mercer. And just trying to get him down any way he can. And
he's looking like Dennis Rodman going up against Karl Malone in the
calf
WWF.
or hamstring back there. Looked like the calf. The punt is short and takes a hop right into the hands of Freilich, and he comes around trying to get around that wall. And we've got a penalty flag down.
Well, it looked like he blocked his own man.
Yeah.
That's not, well, whatever. I mean, we've gotten on the refs enough tonight.
Not me.
I have. Okay, I see.
If Lyle Sanderson calls, I'm pointing him to you.
You're not coming down on the ship with me, huh? Okay, Skipper.
I'll question their calls.
Well, you just don't know what the call was.
I'll just question. Yeah, it's tough. See, we got to tell Lyle to get these guys mic'd so we can tell what they're calling.
Yeah, there you go. But you see, they're going to say, well, if you're going to keep ripping us, we're not going to wear the mics. So. It's kind of a catch-22.
It is a catch-22.
It just looked like he blocked his own guy. They ran into each other.
And if number 22 catches it, well, then, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
2:01 left in the third quarter. I formation. Beams goes in motion for Michael Clinton, the quarterback, as he hands off, and no, he doesn't. He doesn't get it there, and the ball is loose, and he gets the recovery.
A lot of problems with that for them today.
Well, you've got a lot of different players coming in there, and you've got to get used to the plays coming in from what you got. Looks like it was Fuller in there.
In fact, you've had scrimmages against other schools already.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
This is something you got to have down by now.
Yeah, it was a high handoff.
It slipped out of his hand. It looked like when he did it too.
Yeah.
This is something you got to get down.
And it didn't look like Fuller was coming on either side of him. It looks like Fuller was coming right at him.
Yeah.
So all these bugs get worked out here in this first game. And believe me, in practice next week, 1:17 and counting. Hand off to the first man through. And a nice run there by number 44, Broderick, Scott Broderick. We saw him on defense, and now gets a chance to run the ball and picks up a good chunk of yardage, about 10 yards.
Yeah, it's running back by committee, as it always is. All about the guys up front.
Third down and 10.
Look at Otney up there. He probably pancaked 2 guys already. Now he's going to go find another one.
50 seconds and counting down here in the third quarter as we head into the fourth. The Troy Colts lead 29-0 and have a chance.
Well, the fact is, if they score on this drive, the mercy rule, I believe, would go into effect.
Now, here's a big play. They've got to get this first down. 3rd and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Clinton on the handoff. He's got some room to run. Fuller trying to break it outside and cuts back and will be short of the first down by about a yard or 2.
Now, what do? You have the end of the period to make the decision.
I think they're going to go.
The clock's going to run out. They can talk about this till the fourth quarter.
Well, now's a good time to work on your punting. If you're not sure about your punting, now's a good time to work on it if you want to, but you can also work on your offense. Here's Fuller twisting and turning and finally picking up about 8 yards, and it's 4th and 2 at the end of the third quarter. The Troy Colts lead the Kimball Knights 29-0 here on the opening kickoff here of the 1998 football season. We'll be back with more action in the fourth quarter right after these messages.
I wrote a letter to TCI because of the kind service and the kindness that was given to me when we needed service. I'm a district manager for Family Dollar stores here in Detroit and Pontiac. And being the district manager over 16 stores, it's important for us to maintain good customer service day in and day out. If you don't give good service to customers, you don't maintain good service, you don't maintain a good company. And TCI, in my book, has certainly represented customer service to the nth degree.
It'll be 4th down coming up here for the Troy Colts. Welcome back to Kimball High School. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson. I'm having trouble saying that.
It's easy for you to say.
It's the first, it's that first game of the season. And I haven't seen you, for just one time golfing. That's about it.
Yeah,
there you see our ears down on the field. That is Keith Hillick. He is our ears. Mark Gomez is our eyes down there.
The master angler.
The master angler.
Oh, they're punting.
And I'll tell you what, Joe, we've got to thank the people, the crew that works on these games for making these games what they are. The top quality.
Because it ain't us.
Yeah, it's the top quality crew that we have here. Pat Collar and his crew that brings us great quality games. And on the tackle, number 40, Matt Kroge. And Roberts is brought down for Kimball at about the 20-yard line.
See who's going in at quarterback, because Doman's down here to our left talking to a coach.
Well, they don't have another quarterback listed. But they'll probably
Doman's not going in. I mean, he's down here doing sit-ups.
Yeah. And it looks like it's going to be Brewster. Now Brewster's out there, and he's looking for a quarterback. And now Doman.
They're going to have to call timeout.
Yeah, they've got to do something here.
You know what? He was down here. They had a trainer working with him.
So Doman does come in. Now the other Brewster, number 19, he's a wide receiver.
Kind of tough when you don't have a backup.
Yeah. And here Brewster on the carry, number 23. That's Adam Brewster. And one of the better gains they've had on first down.
Yeah, and they're now I think if you're Kimball, you're saying let's just get on the board. Let's try to get some points.
You okay?
Well,
and there's the
second down and short. And I think when you haven't had hardly any first downs, I think they've still only got one. Normally, second and short's a nice one to throw deep on. I think you get the first down.
Here we go, second and short. Doman on the handoff, and did they read it perfectly. The Colts, they ran the blitz and the stunt, and they ran it perfectly. Number 42, DJ Schroeder, read it like a book and read it. I'll tell you, he couldn't do it better than
right
that.
There, yeah. But now you've got third and long, you had second and short. back to what they're used to, 3rd and long. They have tacked the quarterback once again.
Yep. As soon as the back got the handoff, Schroeder was right there and almost got it himself.
Yeah.
Doman working now with a 3rd and 5 against the 3rd-ranked team in the state. Tough night for the Kimball Knights. As he rolls out, he's got some room, and he unloads. Incomplete. I thought he was going to run for a second there, but he saw a man open, and that was number 42, Eddie Gonzalez.
He zipped it through him, and I think he knows it. You can see him smacking his helmet.
I thought he could have ran for 5, but...
Yeah, I think that's his eyes light up. He's going to get the first down. He gets a little excited right here, and he just wings it. I mean, look at the velocity on his arm. That's hard. That's hard.
You can see there were no white shirts around. That's why I think he might have been able to run for the 5.
Injured player on the field, Jeremy Wang.
Jeremy Wang down there hurt.
Actually, they got
looks
two
like
guys.
Another cramp.
They got 2 guys.
Yep, and it looks like...
I think it's Searing. 43.
43 over there?
And it's just cramps.
Cramps again both sides. On 67 and 43.
It was, 85 degrees today?
It was a warm day. Cooled off a little bit by about game time, probably in the upper 70s, and that's warm, really, when you've got all that equipment on.
Thank you, Willard.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have someone who's 100 years old and celebrating a birthday today, but...
No, but we did mention George Clinton earlier.
Oh, there we go.
So...
10:21 left here in the 4th quarter as the Troy Colts try to get one more player back up on his feet.
Yeah, Wang's still laying out there.
And, hey, Joe. Tell me about that show that you like on TCI 63.
Oh, which one? This one?
Yeah.
The Inside Mountain Biking show?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tell me about that one.
Big. Take a look at the only local sports show that focuses on the growing, expanding, huge sport of mountain biking.
Yeah, mountains are huge.
This show right here, Inside Mountain Biking, features riding tips, new product information, competitor interviews, where to ride, how to ride, when to ride,
that's what I need to know.
Who to ride with, much more. Check out IMB. That's what,
Oh, okay.
The inside people say. Inside Mountain Biking every Tuesday and Saturday, right here on Channel 63.
Where's the music underneath? I want to hear that music. Kind of fire me up a little bit when you read that. Thanks.
Yeah, we need that.
So I can find out all that stuff if I watch that show?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. How to inflate air in the tires of your mountain bike.
When you're in the mountains.
In the mountains, and you get a flat.
Because the air up there is thinner. So do you want to pump that kind of air into your tire? Big question.
How many people have turned off the game by now?
That's right.
Going, all right, guys, shut up. Okay, we're tired of it.
No, I know there's one person watching and wants to know the answer. Renee Barrera wants to know the answer.
Get away from him!
These are just some of our network time killers, folks, while we have injuries down on the field because...
we need more ads.
We need more scripts. And flags fly again down on the field.
See,
we're having a tough time getting this thing started at 10:21 still left.
We need to be able to cut away to Mark McGuire's next at bat.
That's what we need to do.
Then people would
Or to the helicopter showing us something at another game.
Exactly.
Let's see the call. Delay of game? No.
Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution.
But I know there's a thing if you can't come halfway on, halfway off, and you can't have like 13 guys in the huddle and run 2 off, which they might have done because it's 4th down and not be sure whether or not Kimball was going for it or punting. Now it's going to be 4th and inches. I think. Well, they're still going to punt. Yeah, 4th and inches.
Now a timeout call by the ref. They're going to measure to see how close it is, and this gives Kimball time to plan it out. So I'll tell you, this tough decision here for Terry Powers. Do you want your team to continue to have the ball here? Or do you want to give it up?
I think you got to go for it. You've got to try to get points on the board.
It's 29. What's another 6 or 7? Oakland Press Perspective with your host, Neil Monroe, brings you inside information on what's happening in and around Oakland County. Catch Oakland Press Perspective every Friday night at 8:30 right here on TCI 63. Here's the mark.
And
how close is it going to be? Oh, we can't see it.
Did he get it? He got it.
He got it.
He got it with a penalty.
First down. So,
how many first downs is that for them? That's their second.
That's their second first down. Well, they got one each half. I mean, you know, this is so tough playing against this third-ranked team in the state.
Remember, their defense was the question mark.
Yeah. And they've come up strong. Shut out the Kimball Knights so far. There's 10 minutes left here.
I really hope they get to play Catholic Central. I like to
first
see them
and
do
10.
this to them.
Yeah, first and 10. Doman to throw. Has plenty of time down the sideline and overthrows his intended receiver and goes out of bounds.
And Evie, the freshman, once again, and what the heck, might as well go deep. Dolman's getting time to make the throws, though.
Yeah.
He is double covered on that play, but still. Got to take a chance now.
Yeah. .10:03 left here in the fourth quarter as the clock stops on the incompletion. Still confusion on the huddle there. Gonzalez was going to head out, and then Evie heads out now.
So you can see the Kimball coaches on the sideline kind of yelling them to get it going. Don't need any unnecessary delay of game penalties.
Dolman again to throw. That time he was...
Harris.
Yeah, Harris grabbed his arm.
He was harassed by Harris.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah, it's a little
very much so that it brought him down.
That's just so not
I ignored it, really. I ignored it.
Too obvious and not funny. I apologize.
Look at that hand now.
Right there.
Right there.
Not just enough to make him short arm it.
Now checking out, number 33, Kevin McKnight. Third down and 10 now. Kimball Knights. Doman took off. I think you've got to give some kind of signal to your lineman to say, hey, go, guys, because that time he had to step around his lineman to get some yard, and you need those guys to block for you.
He turned, he looked. It was supposed to be a quick hitter. I think that Roberts, he wasn't open, and I think he just, he almost looked like it was just...
See, right here. I mean, tell your guys to block for you.
It almost looked like a thing of, I'm just frustrated. I just don't want to be...
Almost desperation right there.
Like, just get me out of here right now, He's taking a beating today.
Fourth down and a punting down here. Fourth and long, about 8 yards. And flags fly again. Too many men on the field
Might
here
be
for
12. That's what I'm thinking.
for the Colts. So this could be a nice pickup for
It's
Kimball.
15 yards.
Yeah, they got 12 guys.
I was thinking that's the only thing, the official who threw the flag from where he threw it, it's the only thing he could have called at that point. Oh, it's only a 5 yard?
Okay, so, it doesn't really change too
it's
much.
It's not illegal participation.
Uh-huh.
Okay. See, I guess if you run the play with them, which I don't know what they were trying to. Who knows?
It's Evie on the punt to Freilich. Freilich trying to turn the corner here, and does. Freilich past midfield. Freilich down the sidelines, cuts back, and is down inside the 36-yard line, or the 40-yard line, excuse me, to about the 36.
This is a guy who's also a basketball player, and we don't know what sport he'll be playing next year in college. He's good.
Look at Freilich, and he does such a great job of setting up the blocks. And then just rips down the sideline. Cuts back here.
Nice move.
And brought down by the punter, Evie.
And it must have been a late hit because they're all of a sudden inside the 20. Personal foul.
Have a chance to add to those 29 points now.
Late hit. You saw the signal from the official. Personal foul.
For like 32 yards on the punt return.
Still Clinton at quarterback.
Clinton at quarterback looks like he's got a fresh set of
new
players in the back.
Yep.
Yeah,
Playing out here wide right. He's got Tad Reibling, the tailback. Might be Lemanuel Compton, I believe, up top at the other receiver.
And
no,
on the carry was Tad Reibling on the carry, number 29.
And guess what? The receiver at the top is wearing number 80, and We don't have an 80 on our roster, so he's the player to be named later.
Probably a sophomore, freshman, somebody. I don't know.
Well, he's going off the field now. So.
We didn't get that addition, so
we don't have that guy in the roster.
We'll talk to your coaches. Make sure you get that into our.
I'm sure his parents will.
Our staff before the game. Second down.
They should.
And 10. Clinton on the handoff up the middle, and pretty good run there, and it is number 44.
It's 44.
Broderick doing a good job defensively now, getting a chance to run the ball. Terry Powers putting the headsets away now as he's just going to take a look and work on things for the next game.
Again, next week is Birmingham Seaholm, who's ranked 4th in Oakland County.
Doesn't get easier for the Kimball Knights.
And that's the one team that's picked to finish ahead of Kimball in Division II. That's a huge game as far as winning the league.
Handoff. Reibling for a loss.
I mean, you've seen this good defense here. Now, this is up against the type of players they're going to see. Nothing against Reibling or anything like that, but now these guys are fired up. They got a much better shot against Seaholm. They're not going to have the size of the line that Troy has.
Again, we've seen some very good teams here at Kimball.
Actually, Reibling's probably sitting there going, I can get the block and all the other guys got. I get 8 yards too.
Clock winding down, 4th and 5, and they're going to go for the field goal with Beams.
What, a 27-yard field goal?
It's a good chance, too, to find out what your kicker has here.
Yeah, about 26, 27 yards.
Beams. Plenty of leg, puts it up, and it's good.
Remember, we asked Gary Griffith beforehand, how long will you let him try? When he goes up 40, 45. He's got confidence.
6:46 left here in the fourth quarter, and the Troy Colts add another 3, make it 32-0.
And still not enough for a mercy rule. I think it's 35 is where you get the mercy rule. A 27-yard field goal, I believe. Just a little longer than his previous one.
Yeah, his previous 26. 32-0. The Troy Colts have got to be happy with their performance, although one thing kind of takes it away, and that's the turnovers.
Turnovers, and I think the penalties. And they could have had more turnovers, except they did catch a couple of fumbled snaps where they got them back. There was enough problems that they'll have something to work on.
Yeah. And right now, Kimball's saying thank God for those problems right now, because they wouldn't want to see the scoreboard if they didn't turn it over or have those penalties.
Absolutely. Next week, Troy goes to Pontiac, or actually is at home against Pontiac Central. Another 4 minutes off the clock, which is the big thing right now for Troy. Just make that clock go. And even I think Kimball's probably thinking that at this point, too.
6 plays, 19, 3:54 off the clock, and Beams with another field goal, his second. Kimball having trouble on the return, but then a pretty good return so far as Brewster gets it back across the 35-yard line to about the 36. 1st and 10 there. Pretty good field position for Kimball.
I'd say this is some of the best field position they've gotten tonight.
And Brewster,
good quarterback, I believe.
Finally getting buried there at the 36. 6:37 left in the game. 12 yards on the return by Brewster.
We got Kevin McKnight in at quarterback, number 33. Sammy Blah's number.
Let's see what he can do. Handing off, and look at this, right up the middle.
So far, so good.
Hey.
1st down.
That's not bad. Number 35, Drews on the carry. Brian Drews, 5'10", 190. And he's a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Terry Powers said, it's about time we sit Joe Goldman down. We don't need him getting hurt in this situation. That kid's going to be sore.
Swarming on him.
He's going to be sore till Wednesday.
Who, Doman?
Oh,
yeah. He's taking a beating. I think it's time for a break for him. Yeah, there he is. McKnight. McKnight goes the other way, and look at this. He's got some room.
Oh, he lowered the shoulder.
And he did, and a nice stop there by Keshbu.
He's listed as a tight end. He's not thinking slide. He's thinking,
yeah,
I'll give you something there.
Let's take a look. Tight end listed it, and he's playing quarterback. And watch him lower the shoulder here on Keshbu.
And he's a junior. I don't know if he's next year's quarterback or if next year's quarterback's playing on JV right now.
Yeah. A lot of times that'll happen just to get him more playing time and get him ready.
Yeah, especially if he's a sophomore or a freshman.
McKnight sees a lot of room, and he takes off and picks up the first down. Great job by McKnight to see that and take off because he had a lot of time to throw.
And Gonzalez gave him just enough, not really a block so much as just a screen, but it bought him some time to be able to get as far as the first down. Mike Allen also bought him some time right there in front of you, knocking away a defender. And right here he decides to take it up. And Gonzalez just got in the way downfield enough before those two guys could show up. And then from behind he was tackled by Kenny Mercer.
So right now, the second team defense is saying, well, we want to preserve the shutout, but Kimball is saying we want to get on the board right now, and it looks like they're heading in that direction. And, Brewster, nice carry, get him about 5, ball is loose.
You don't think there's pressure on the second team defense. The first stringers are going to give him, you know what, if they give up points. And say, we busted our tails for 3.5 quarters to get a shutout. Don't ruin that for us. I mean, there's definitely a challenge out there. Plus, you've got a whole lot of guys right there who want playing time, and they'd like to get more during the rest of the year.
And now's the time to make your impression.
That's right. Show the coach.
McKnight takes off again, trying to make a move, and does. Cuts back and gains a couple of extra yards, and enough for the first down.
That's like he's just sitting there, I'm just going to run. Just gonna run.
Well, I'm sure there are some parents in the stands saying, well, how come they couldn't do this before?
You want to know why? He's not getting rushed. All he's doing is seeing that his receivers are covered, and he's taking off.
And plus, you got a second-team defense in there.
Joe Doman never had that chance to get to the line of scrimmage. He was getting killed after 2 steps in the backfield.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Knights. 4:24 left here in the fourth quarter. I formation in the backfield, and then there's some movement. Number 54. Pulled out a little early, and that is Matt DeMay. False start on the offensive lineman. And that'll put him back 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15. With the clock stopped at 4:19. Kimball fans want to see a touchdown. They have pretty much stayed. A lot of the Kimball fans are still here.
It's opening night.
Yeah, what else they have to do, right? Where else are they going to go? Look at McKnight. Breaks, shakes one tackle, and throws downfield. He had a man open way downfield. That was Andy Doman, number 4, but just couldn't get it there.
Not to make an excuse for him here, but again, he's listed as a tight end and an end on defense. Now, quarterbacks wear a different kind of shoulder pad.
Yeah. And a little bit smaller because you can't throw in those big ones.
Yeah, and it looks like he can't even get the motion on that. I don't think you can let him throw more than 10, 15 yards downfield because of it.
Second down and 15. McKnight goes to the ground on the handoff to Brewster. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's shy of that. Gain of about 4. It'll be about 3. Gain of 3rd and 12 coming up.
We talked about second stringers being out there for Troy. There's going to be some second stringers out there for Kimball now. We're going, we're getting beat 32-0. There's jobs available. They're going to try real hard right now.
Yeah. Good point you make here too. They want to do well right here and impress their coaches. And they're moving the ball, but now it's 3rd. and must situation here.
It's like the fourth quarter of an NFL exhibition game. These are the free agents trying
to make the team.
Yeah.
Here's the reverse.
Good
Cutting it
block.
upfield. Gonzalez trying to cut it outside. If he does, he's got him beat. First down. And inside the 5-yard line, right around the 5-yard line, and Gonzalez set it up nice.
Damon Cato freed him up at the line of scrimmage. You watch on this thing, he pulls around, number 50. Damon Cato opens it up, and then it's up to Gonzalez to take off. Watch Damon Cato right here. 50 is going to pull. I don't know if you're going to see it, but right ahead, he just bought it right there for him. Now he gets to turn it upfield. Now it's up to Gonzalez to use his field vision and get downfield.
Right here, does a nice job of breaking that one. And
I like
it's
the
finally down.
Rodney Walter tried to strip him, too. He gave that little
Well,
Taylor swat.
They came through on a 3rd and long and picked up the first down inside the 5-yard line. Brewster on the carry. He won't go down easy. He gets a little bit of help from his teammate, Ryan Drews.
It's going to be a battle down here. Again, they don't want to give up anything.
Yep, you got the second-team defense trying to preserve the shutout, and you got the second-team offense trying to get their names recognized.
Believe me, you've got the first-string defense for Troy paying real close attention on the sideline. Like, no, we're not going to speak to you guys in practice.
Yeah. Coming up on the 2-minute mark as Brewster is shy of the end zone. Second and about 3.
Sneak it.
He takes it himself. McKnight's got some room. Touchdown, Kimball.
Nice move. Nice athletic move into the end zone.
Yeah.
A little pacing going on the Troy sideline.
He wanted to get that shutout.
Not too bad. You know, hey, a victory over Kimball. Kimball's not, again, this is not, some...
Here's McKnight again.
Yeah, with all due respect to John Fuller, this isn't Southfield Lathrop you're playing. This is Kimball. This is a pretty good program. Traditionally a playoff program.
The Kimball Knights get on the board, Joe.
4 carries for 25 yards from McKnight on that.
On that drive, not bad.
Not bad. Now they're going for 2.
They're going for 2. Power eye right. McKnight to throw. He's got him.
All right.
Dan Malley. So Malley from McKnight picks up an extra 2, and it's 32-8. Let's take a look. They ran this very well, Joe.
Yeah, it's just a little fade pattern. You see
led
right
him
here,
perfectly.
he's open. Get behind. Walter. Just a matter of pulling it in.
So Malley gets the pass from McKnight, and the 2-point conversion is successful.
You got to feel good for Kimball if they did that. At least, there's something you can take out of this. Funny thing is, if you are Seaholm or anybody else who's playing Kimball, I don't know how much you can get out of scouting this game.
Yeah, really.
You really don't know anything about their offense.
Especially,
they didn't run their offense.
I think that's true about a lot of early season games for a lot of teams. 9 plays, 64 yards, 4:57 off the clock, the 3-yard run by McKnight, getting in the 2-point conversion. McKnight throwing to Malley. And for the first time, actually the second time tonight, the Troy Colts will receive a kickoff.
He's setting up for the onside hands team up there.
There's McKnight.
They got linemen up there.
And it's good to know, for Terry Powers, that he's got a guy like McKnight who can be a backup quarterback. Not so much throwing, but at least controlling your offense.
Maybe even put some wishbone in there with him or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or throw some slimmer pads on there and see if he can throw the ball a little bit more. But obviously, like you said, right now he's still got his tight end pads on there, and it's going to be very difficult to throw. But they control the ball offensively with the run, and we're successful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure McKnight will not be offended when we say this. Joe Doman's not worried about losing the starting job.
No. But if Dolman ever needed a break or got hurt, he knows that McKnight can fill in ably.
I know, just the guy we don't know.
Yeah. on the return for the Colts, and he's trying to break it outside. Look at this. Oh, and he is met hard out there by one of the Knights, just shy of the 30-yard line. But a nice return nonetheless for the Colts, and they will start just shy of the 30-yard line at about, let's see where they mark it. Let's take a look.
Now, do you put the backup guys in now? I think you got to go for that now. You see a good return, taken to the outside. But once again, good field position for Troy, and at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Colts have set up that return very well. They have set up the outside wall, and they sprung Freilich loose down there.
They're usually pretty good with that. You know, we've seen over the years guys like Essien and others run those things back. Yeah. This is Kristich, quarterback.
So Kristich in there at quarterback, handing off that time. Not much there for number 29. That is Reibling, Todd Reibling, the senior. 1:20 left here in this contest, as the Troy Colts have just been dominating, and they're not going to lose any spot in their ranking in the state, as third in the state, and rolling here against the Kimball Knights.
They can move up. I mean, you know, it's not very much you can move up from 3, but they're the kind of team that's, I don't think anyone's going to want to play them when the playoffs show up.
Right up the middle, look at this. Breaking into the defensive backfield and down at midfield goes number 40, Krogi.
Another running back we haven't seen. We've seen him on defense. I don't think we've seen him with the ball until now. Man.
Where do these guys come from? And again, the offensive line sprung them loose.
6'1", 200.
And he's a junior. There he is, 20 yards on the carry. First and 10 with 33 seconds left. Kristich, the quarterback, sends a man in motion, and they're going to...
You better call a timeout.
Are they going to get a... Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Illegal backfield, is it? No.
No, there are the flags now.
You know why? They didn't have an end. They had too few guys on the line of scrimmage. They had 5 backfield guys. You can only have 4. Actually, I think that's if what I read happening is what I think it's Kristich's fault. I think he told that receiver Walter to get off the line when he shouldn't have. He should have stayed on the line.
Stayed on the line, kept him there.
Yeah.
There are too many men in the backfield. There you see Kristich, who was also wide receiver listed also, and he is their backup.
Yeah, I don't think he's now. If I remember correctly, Griffith gave us somebody else's name as a backup quarterback in terms of if there's an injury. I thought it was Krejbu, who's also listed as a wide receiver.
Yeah. Similar situation to Kimball. Will they get it off?
Yeah.
And they didn't get it off.
Ball game.
And that'll do it. As we end this one, and the Kimball Knights come out banged up, but they do get on the board here in the fourth quarter. The Troy Colts start out as they ended the season last year and just dominating their teams, heading into the state finals last year. This year, they're starting out on a good note, 32-8 over the Kimball Knights. And when you're playing Kimball, you couldn't take anything for granted. I mean, you've got a very tough team that has been tough through the past few years.
And again,
as you said, it's very tough to really rate this team now and see how they've done.
Yeah, we don't know. And remember, I think Kimball's one of those teams, even in the past, we've seen games with them, even against a Clarkston or somebody else like that, where they get blown out against a AA team and come back and make the state playoffs because they're a Class A team.
Yeah.
And they end up winning the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Could be that way again, for all we know.
The final, the Troy Colts 32, the Kimball Knights 8. We'll be back to wrap things up for you from Kimball High School right after this. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
the Metro Detroit Ford dealers present The Locker Room with Kirk Gibson.
And there it goes!
And Gary Danielson.
Danielson with the ball, fakes, drops back to throw, fires it in the end zone, touchdown, Freddie Scott!
Along with me, Eli Zaret, featuring the Ford Sports Classic, the Michigan sports moments so uniquely ours, and the Metro Detroit Ford Dealers Question of the Week, the hot topics we debate along with you. Midnight Sunday and more on Fox Sports Detroit.
Welcome back to Kimball High School. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here to wrap it up. The Troy Colts 32, the Kimball Knights 8. And here are the final stats for you. The Troy Colts off and running here in 1998, passing 177 yards, rushing 239, total of 416 yards. And Kimball, basically on their last drive, came up with a good chunky yardage. All of it rushing, really, 112 and only 1 yard passing. That was on a little screenplay.
Yeah.
First downs, 15-4. Turnovers, that was a big problem for Troy. 3. Kimball, fortunately for them, they didn't turn the ball over, and that would have really hurt Kimball if they did. But they came up with the 3 turnovers, and the time of possession, as you can see, lopsided there.
Yeah, I mean, and really, it's obvious. You look at this, the domination. It's about what you see there.
Yeah.
It really was that bad.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think Kimball's that bad. I just think Troy is an awesome team.
Troy dominating. You can see the scoring by quarters. They came out in the first quarter scoring at the 6:40 mark. Freilich getting the pass from Clinton for 36 yards. In the second quarter, they score again. Clinton on a 1-yard run, and so for 3 yards. And they came up with 19 at halftime. It was 19-0. They came up with 10 in the third quarter. It was John Fuller on a 6-yard run, a field goal there, and then a field goal in the fourth to make it 32. And Kimball came back with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. McKnight on a 3-yard run, and Malley on a 2-point conversion pass from McKnight. And it made it 32-8, the final. In 2 weeks, we will head to Avondale, where the Avondale Yellow Jackets will host the Dondero Oaks. And don't miss this one. This is the TCI Game of the Week for September 19th and the 21st at 8 p.m. right here on TCI 63.
And that should be a closer game than this one.
And we got a little bit of preview. We saw Rick Rhino Brewer, who doesn't coach there. Tony Messina does, but a little bit of
gave us a little flavor.
Yeah, and I quizzed you on that, too.
And I didn't believe you.
The final, the Troy Colts 32. They're off and running in 98, and the Kimball Knights 8. For Joe Abramson and our entire TCI crew, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you from Avondale.